And this morning, we have a very special guest. Amanda Confer has visited PBS now 4 times. She has spoken to you before, and she will spend some time with your parents after gather. So she's coming all the way from Los Angeles, but she's a recent graduate of Stanford University. So let's give Ms. Confer a warm PBS welcome. Welcome, Amanda.
Good morning. How are you all doing today? Good? Great. Thank you so much for having me here. It's so great to see your faces again. So I'm going to do a gather talk on math today, and I want you to think about, have you ever really thought about what is math really? Just think in your head, what is math really? So I get to work with teachers all over the country. I've worked with teachers in Boston and in Texas and a lot in Los Angeles, and I like to ask them this question. I ask them, what is math? And a lot of them, they tell me, math, it's about getting the right answer. Math is about getting the right answer. And that's part of math. Well, think about it, you guys, right? If you are having a birthday party and you know you have 20 people coming to this birthday party and you want to give them each 2 bouncy balls, you want to know how many bouncy balls to bring. It's important to have the right answer. But I know you guys know that's not what math is all about. And you know, I work with middle school students, right? They're bigger than you guys. And I work with high school students who are a lot bigger than you guys. And I ask them this question too. I say, what is math all about? And you know what they tell me? They say, Miss, math is all about following the rules, right? Your teacher tells you to do something and you follow those rules. And again, I get it. I understand that, right? Because you have some teachers who know a lot, don't you? And so you want to do some of the things that they tell you, right? But math isn't all about following the rules. When you ask mathematicians what math is all about, they'll say a lot of things, but one of the things they'll tell you is that math is a lot about patterns. Math is about patterns. And sometimes in math, patterns look like this. Does that look familiar? Yeah, different colors, different shapes, those are patterns. And sometimes in math, patterns look like that. Did you know that's algebra, you guys? Those patterns, those shapes, yep, that's algebra. Yeah, and sometimes, you guys, in math, patterns look like this. These are called fractals, not fractions, but fractals. Do you see some patterns in there, some symmetry maybe? Whoa, look at that. Yeah, isn't that cool? These are called fractals. So math is a lot about these patterns. Whoa, I know, it's so cool, right? So you guys, come on back to me here. So if math is all about patterns, then one of your jobs as a mathematician in your math class is to become a pattern seeker. Your job is to look for patterns. And I know a few weeks ago at the beginning of the school year, you had a series of gather talks. You learned about competition and achievement and challenge. So if you think about those ideas in math, one of the ways you can challenge yourself in math is to look for patterns. And I bet you guys are really good at looking for patterns. You think you're good at looking for patterns? Yeah, I bet so too. You are really good at looking for patterns. And some of the patterns that I showed you, those were visual patterns. Those were pictures. Patterns also exist in the strategies you use to solve problems. So I'm going to offer you one other way to be a great pattern seeker, to challenge yourself to be a pattern seeker in math. Whenever you solve a problem, you use a strategy, right? Use a strategy to solve problems. I want you to ask yourself some questions. I want you to ask yourself, does your strategy work? Does it always work? And why? Does it work? Does it always work? And why? So let's think about this. What might this look like? If you're in kindergarten and you're counting a bunch of blocks, right? It's a big number of blocks and you're counting them all, and your strategy is to skip count. You're going to count in groups. You're going to say 5, 10, 15, 20. That's a great strategy. When you're done, I want you to ask yourself, does it work? Does it always work? and why? Or maybe you're in 4th grade or 5th grade and you're adding fractions. And somebody tells you, oh, I know how to add fractions. You find a common denominator and then you add up the top numbers and then that gives you the answer. And you're like, that's a great strategy. I want you to ask yourself some questions. Do you remember those questions? Can you say them with me? Say, does it work? Does it always work? Why? So if you want to challenge yourself in math, if you want to challenge yourself to be a pattern seeker, ask yourself these questions. Ask your friends these questions and see if you can start to see some of the many patterns in math. Thank you.